Man of God, let me ask you something and be brutally honest. Does your marriage sometimes feel less like a partnership and more like a competition? You're trying to fix things. She's frustrated. Conversations, they turn into debate. Your problems get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, marriage feels like it's me versus her instead of us together. Here's the truth that most couples miss. God never designed marriage as a competition. He designed it as a team. Today, we're going to break down Marriage Teamwork 101, God's blueprint for a strong marriage so you can stop fighting each other and start fighting for your marriage. Genesis 2:18 says this, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." That word helper is the Hebrew word ezer, the same word that's used to describe God as our helper. Your wife was never created to compete with you. Let me say it again. Your wife was never created to compete with you. She was created to strengthen what you lack. She was created to strengthen what you lack. See, here's where most people get it wrong. Marriage is not 50-50. Marriage is not scorekeeping. Marriage is not power struggles. Marriage is 100%, 100%. You both giving 100% effort. Marriage is shared purpose. Marriage is mutual investment. Man of God, here's what I want you to ask yourself this week. Am I treating my wife like a partner or like an opponent? Are we working with each other or are we working against each other? If your default posture is defensive, then you've already stopped playing as a team and something needs to change and change now. Reality is this: you're both on the same team and you should have the same mission. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says this, that two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other one up. Most marriage conflict isn't about the issue. It's about alignment. We stop asking, how do we solve this? And we start asking, why won't you change? We start pointing the finger at one another. That's not teamwork. That's positioning. Your wife is not the enemy. The real enemy is stress. The real enemy is communication. The real enemy is pride and outside pressure and spiritual drift. And here's the thing, man of God. The next time conflict arises, here's what I need you to say out loud. It's not you versus me. It's about us versus the problem. That one sentence there can completely change the tone of your conversation. How can we come together and solve this problem together? You are a team. That is the key. When you solve problems together as a team, you will find that in the end, you can look back and see how much you have overcome of all these difficult challenges in your life. We both have different roles, but the same values. Ephesians 5:25 says this, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Leadership in marriage is not control. It's about responsibility. Christ didn't dominate the church. He died for it. God designed marriage with different roles, equal value, shared submission to Christ. Man, I want you to ask yourself this. Does my leadership make my wife feel safe or does it make her feel silenced? If it's silenced, then there is an issue right there that needs to be addressed immediately. Only when your wife feels safe can your team operate as God truly planned. Biblical leadership invites trust. It doesn't demand compliance. Now, you need to know this. Communication is team practice. No team succeeds without practice. James 1:19 says this: everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Most men shut down not because they don't care, but because they don't feel equipped. But silence doesn't protect your marriage. It creates distance. The more silence in your marriage, the more distance that is created. Practice is something that must be accomplished before it's needed. Begin having conversations about everyday things. That's your practice sessions. And this is going to help you communicate better so that when things get heated, you have already practiced. You can practice on simple things. Talk about the news, the weather. Well, how about this? You share a scripture and you talk about that. During this time of practice is when you practice listening without interrupting. That's so very hard for us men to do. Listen without interrupting. Reflect on what you've heard. Reflect on what she is saying to you. And most importantly, ask questions for clarity. When you practice staying engaged, you build presence. And presence creates safety, and safety allows teamwork to grow. Philippians 2:3 says this: do nothing out of selfish ambition. In humility, value others above yourselves. Humility is what makes teamwork possible. You can win an argument and still lose intimacy. You can be right and still damage the relationship. Pride is what divides teams, and humility is what unites them. Don't try to win the argument. Don't try to always be right. Don't bring forth your pride into this team. This week, I want you to practice owning your part first. You cannot control anything that your wife is going to say or do. Only thing you can do is yourself. So practice owning your part first. Even if it's only just 10%, that is a great start. And here's what I want you to say. I see where I contributed to this, and I'm sorry. That kind of humility is going to disarm conflicts, and it's going to invite healing. Teamwork requires daily intentionality. Strong teams don't just happen by accident. Luke 9:23 says this: whoever wants to be my disciple must deny himself daily. Marriage teamwork requires daily decisions to show up, to stay engaged, to choose unity over ego. Let me say that again: to show up, to stay engaged, to choose unity over ego. I want you to ask yourself each morning, what does loving my wife well look like today? And how can I do it to the best of my ability? These small, consistent acts of obedience are going to build strong marriages over time. You have to start somewhere. Man of God, your marriage doesn't need more effort. It needs the right alignment. Stop competing. Start partnering. Choose teamwork. Let me say that again. Stop competing. Start partnering and choose teamwork. Man of God, if this message helped you, like and subscribe, and share this with another husband you know. And if you're ready to grow with other men who are serious about honoring God in their marriage, check out our free 7-day marriage challenge in the link below. And remember this, man of God, strong marriages aren't built by perfect people. They're built by obedient teams.